Hello there. I'm Brad Loomis, professional natural bodybuilder and master powerlifter. I'm a contest prep coach for powerlifters and cosmetic athletes with 3D Muscle Journey. I'm also sponsored by AST Sports Science and proud to represent their brand. However, that's not all that I am. I'm also a devoted family man, a CAT scan tech, and a devout Catholic. A life like mine is not at all glamorous, at least not as some would lead you to believe. Don't get me wrong, there are some high points, but it's mostly just a lot of hard work. And it's quite boring, especially for a guy like me, with below average genetics for bodybuilding and only putting up average to maybe above average numbers in powerlifting. However, that didn't really matter to me. I love my life as a family man, and I love my life as a coach. However, I really love to train. I don't train to compete. I compete on occasion because I love to train. And this is my grind. Hey 3DMJers, I thought I would give you a quick update on how training is going. Those clips that you just saw were from our taper at the end of the last, I guess, mesocycle of training that we just finished. And it was a good ending, as you could tell. That was a squat PR. Never have I done 405 pounds for 3 sets of triples. So that was a very good ending to a somewhat dismal block of training. Really could not finish the block like I had wanted to, or that Eric had outlined, simply because of some injuries and some health issues, which I'll get into here in a second. But these clips here are from what we've programmed as kind of a self-guided deload. And you know, for the most part, I'm a pretty boring guy. I don't need a lot of variety in my training, so I'm just pretty much doing the same thing that Eric always outlines for me to do. It's just that I'm kind of picking my own loads and my own reps based on kind of what he does normally. But getting back to this subject of just kind of injuries and health-wise, you know, I'm a 45-year-old guy that's this could be TMI, but I'm a 45-year-old guy that's peeing every what seems like a half an hour. So always, you know, prostate health is of concern. And, you know, just little injuries here and there, a little niggle in my lat that I've talked about in past issues, my right lat, especially when I deadlift and when I set up for my squat. And then, of course, my back has kind of always been a bit of a concern. So, in a nutshell, just kind of holding off on any future competition plans until I get some health status. So I've got some blood work done. I've had a physical. Going to be doing some follow-up with the doctors here in the next couple of weeks, all the while keeping up with my training, but just wanted to give you guys an update as to what's going on there, and I will update in my next vlog. So until then, enjoy these coaching clips that I have put together for you from this past week. Taken to auto-regulation like a fish in water. You know, and the reason that I kind of presented this to you is, I mean, you're a smart gal, and I don't foresee you needing nor wanting coaching long term, you know. And the way we were kind of going before, I was like, gosh, you know, this is not going to work from her, because she's going to need me to outline her training each week, and you know, I don't think she needs that, you know, much less wants it. First of all, the one that stood out was the one about anemia, okay, or the bruising, I should say. And this is fairly common. You know, a lot of my vegan athletes experience bruising, okay? Because if you think about it, where's the majority of iron from our diet. And remember, iron's a mineral that we have to get from our food. And it's a lot of times it's in meat, okay? So I think that would be the first thing that I would go to, is to get an iron supplement, okay? Because you're not getting as much food as you normally do, which basically means that you're not getting, what limited amounts of iron that you do get was probably enough when you were on higher calories. But now it's not, okay? So that's probably what you're experiencing more than anything. So that, I think an iron supplement will probably take care of that. 60, and you got 4 sets of 10, okay? And obviously you could have gotten 12 here because your RPE was 8.5. So that's 2 left in the tank. So you stopped at 10 right there, made your RPE, you're done, you move to the next exercise, okay? Now, this week, we increased the rep target to 15, but you dropped the load from 360 to 180, okay? That's a 50% reduction. And that's a little bit too aggressive in my opinion. Now, was it wrong? No. But at the same time, could we have done it better? Yes. If you could have done like 225 here, I think you would have not maxed out your sets. Because here, this tells me that you got 15 and you still could have gotten 17, but you stopped at 15 because that's an RPE of 8.5, which basically tells me that this load here, or this weight here, this set was really freaking easy, okay? So I'm recommending 275 for your next session, okay? Same rep target, same RPE. Let's see what happens with 275. Because I'd be willing to bet that you're going to probably reach this RPE of 8.5 about set 3. Maybe set 4, but I'd be willing to bet set 3. Okay. I think we can go ahead and continue doing the BFR on the bench press. Since it sounds like it's pretty darn easy for you right now, you can probably go ahead and progress in weight on those, but very, very conservatively, partner, very conservatively. Because really, if you think about it, we have not done any bench pressing now for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe even longer. And in this week alone, just doing the bar, we've done 2,700 and 900. We've done 3,600 pounds total quantifiable volume, right? That is a huge increase. So even if we just did the same thing again, I'd be fine with it. But if you wanted to stick some nickels on that bar, stick your arm tourniquets on and then go at it, your deadlift, the 3 sets of 2 that we've got, the 3 doubles that we've got, and some accessory work, okay? Tuesday, the doubles for your squat and your bench press, and some accessory work, okay? Wednesday, basically the rest of the accessory work. Thursday off, okay, and then Friday we'll test. And what I've got here is I've got number 1, number 2, number 3. I've got attempt number 1, attempt number 2, attempt number 3. And so what I kind of want you to do is I just want you to take your time doing this, okay? You'll do all 3 attempts with your squat. You'll go ahead and warm up, okay? Do attempt number 1, 95%, okay? Try to do it kind of meat style. Pretend like, you're hearing the commands in your head. Unrack it, lock out, hear the squat command in your head, squat down, come back up, stop, freeze, hear the rack command in your head, and then rack it, okay? And then, essentially, take a good 10-minute break, because that's about what it would be, in a meet, okay? Put 325 on the bar, and then go for, basically attempt number 2, okay? Next week, I'd like to see video of these, if you can do it. If not the first one, because the first one is essentially something we've already done, okay? But if you can get a video of your second and your third attempt, I would really like to see it. But let's try to stick to the microcycles, kind of as is, because I'd really like to plan for a deload about peak week, okay? So even with the reduced volume, with missing some training, at least we'll have a nice trend established, you know what I mean? Whether that be in tonnage or, kind of quantifiable volume, or, just in, what it is that we are getting in. We should have a nice established trend, and then we can look at it, we can plan the deload appropriately during peak week, Okay, so let's make that our game plan. We're going to stick to our microcycles, try to get the training done in a week, but know that if we can't, we just miss some. We just skip some. So yeah, that's going to be kind of our play. Cardio, we're going to leave alone. It sounds like, it sounds like right now, at least from what I'm looking at for your posts on social media, that you're actually enjoying your running. So let's keep to that, because that's really important, is keeping to your training that you enjoy, okay, whether it be weightlifting or cardio.